What's up, everyone? We are back with another Sonic Amateur Games Expo 2024 showcase and review. Starting off with the first game, which is Super Infiniboss, the Gauntlet. This is a demo, and it's about doing some challenges. Okay, so you will get different challenges to choose, like fighting a boss or um, doing things like avoiding taking damage for a set time, and things like that. So that's pretty much what I was experiencing when I was playing this demo. At first, I didn't understand exactly how to play, but just trial and error, just learning how to play. So the boss wasn't actually like a physical boss; it was more like a room with like four turrets shooting at you, and so you just pretty much have to like dodge the bullets and then just like jump at the turrets. The ones on the ceiling you kind of like hold up, and your character will like do like some anti-gravity thing in which you could stand on the ceiling, so you can use that to break the turrets at the ceiling. And the other challenge, it was like survive for like 40 seconds, and it was like these turrets just shooting a whole bunch of bullets at me. You do have a health bar, so you can take a few hits, but yeah, I still managed to pass the stage even though I got shot like 2 times. So the game will get harder eventually. Like you'll have a challenge to say, it'll be like defeat the boss, and then it'll say like simplified, and then it'll say like a few stages later it'll say like defeat the same boss, but instead it'll be like normal mode or something. So it was pretty okay. It didn't have any controller support. It didn't really need it anyway because the controls were just simple. It was just basically move around with left and right, up and down to like jump and move between the ceilings, and I think it was the space bar to do like just a normal jump. So yeah, it was pretty alright. The next game is Superguy and Megaboy demo, and I honestly wish I could have covered this game a bit more, but the controls on keyboard were just way too uncomfortable for me. The game says it's recommended to use a controller while playing this. However, both my PlayStation and Xbox controllers did not work properly. The PlayStation controller only allowed movement, and it didn't respond to any of the buttons being pressed. And the Xbox controller kept making my character walk to the left. So yeah, it was a little bit frustrating in that department. The game itself is about some kid. He's like working at this department store, and they got a new uniform code, so he has to like buy this hat from a store, and then he buys it, and then basically it gives him superpowers whenever he puts it on. And I don't know, it looks really fun. I just really wish I could have played it more. Next is Supernova Sage 24 demo, and this is a Sonic style game. It's a 2D platformer with very high speed. You'll be running up and down hills and slopes, and to my knowledge, it did not have controller support. So I had to play this on keyboard, which wasn't a problem. It controlled mostly well. This game looks great, and it has some really good music. It plays well, but I couldn't really make it very far into the first stage, like shortly after starting the game, because there was this wall blocking me, and I couldn't seem to break it. So there was an NPC nearby giving me tips, but nothing to actually help me with the issue that I was having. So I actually had to stop there, unfortunately, but I will say that it is good from the small bit that I have played. The next game is Sushi Tree Demo, and it is a 2D platformer, and this game was a lot of fun. I didn't play good at all because it didn't have controller support, so I was kind of like sucking a little bit. But you're gonna be like in this stage, and you have to run around collecting these sushi pieces, and then like after you collect them, a countdown will trigger, and then you have to run to the exit before I guess like an explosion happens or something. And like you could like run really high speeds, and you could like punch enemies on like brick walls and do like funny cartoony stuff, and you can clearly see, clear as day, that this game takes so much inspiration from Pizza Time, which I have no problem with because Pizza Time is such an amazing game. It even has like that monitor of your character in the top right screen, so you could currently see like the expressions and stuff on their faces. So I thought it was really freaking good. So there was 3 stages in this demo, but I just played the one because I just honestly wasn't a fan of playing this game on keyboard. But this was such a great demo and I highly recommend it. The next game is Tacti-Cat, and this is a 2D platformer. You will be playing as this cat named Ellie, and she has a gun, and you can basically just run to the end of the stage while fighting these wizards. So this game, it was pretty fun and simple, and it had some really good music as well. And it looks really good too. I know that I have played this game at a previous stage because I remember the dang wizards. They just stuck out to me. Like, what the heck? Like, they just look so like unfitting to be there. So I know that this is a returning entry, and I just really want to say that there are most likely some big improvements graphically because I just don't remember it looking this good. Anyway, this game was fun. It had controller support, responsive inputs. I highly recommend this one. Next up, we have Team Sleigh Bells, which is a returning entry to Sage. This is a 3D platformer that plays on the Unity engine. So it has some original characters as well as some guest characters like Scruffy from the Super Freaks as well as Ellie from Tacti-Cat, the game that we just reviewed. So I must say that I really like the 3D model of Scruffy that they have in this game. It looks so good and it's very accurate. So kudos to the creators on making that. So in this game, you basically just have to reach the end of the stage. You just run, you do your platforming until you reach the goal. However, as you're running through this stage, you want to make sure that you collect as many of the bells as possible. There's going to be like bells all around the stage because eventually you're going to get to like a part in the stage where like your path is being blocked by a sign. And on the sign, it will say like the number of bells that you actually need to approach it with in order for the sign to break so you could continue playing through the stage. So everything was really good for the most part. It had controller support, it played really well, responsive inputs. My only issue, and it kind of was a big one, was the camera. I think the camera needs some work. I can't honestly put my finger on it, but it definitely has something to do with the discomfort of jumping on these trampoline things that you see in the stage, and oftentimes they will be placed over bottomless pits. Now, I do know that there is like an indicator that will be placed over where you can possibly land. There's like a shadow showing you where your character is going to land, but it still was kind of scary just doing some of the most simplest platforming over some bottomless pits. But overall, great game. Go and try it. So that is going to do it for me on this video. Thank you to all of the authors for sharing your creations with us. And to everyone else, if you're still here, thank you for watching. Leave a like or a dislike on this video to help support me. Subscribe to the channel if you're feeling generous. I will see you all next time.